Hey everyone, this is Billy Price, co-founder of BILLY Footwear, here for another episode of Open Book. And I am very excited about today's discussion. On screen sharing with me right now, we have Miss Samantha MacMechan. Did I say that right, Samantha?
You said it right. You got it, Billy. I'm super proud of you.
Yes, awesome. She is one of three co-founders of the nonprofit KCNT1 Epilepsy Foundation. They are a growing nonprofit. It's a very, well, I'll let her describe it, but it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. It blows my mind. So Samantha, I think first off, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having us, Billy. This means the world to us. As you said, we are small, but I always say we're small but mighty. We're growing day in and day out. I was just telling you, I've spoken to families from all over the world now, and it blows my mind that we're able to do that. I mean, just the other day I was talking to someone from Poland, and if you would have said that to me a year ago, I never in a million years would have thought that'd be the case, but it's happening, and our foundation is growing. There are three of us who have started this. We are all parents of children that are affected by KCNT1, and there's a passion and a drive to continue to fuel the research, to help these kiddos. When I first started on this journey, when my daughter was diagnosed, there was nowhere to turn. There was a foundation, but it was just starting. There were not a lot of answers out there. The answers I was receiving were grim, to say the least. And you know, not a lot of doctors knew what KCNT1 was, and we started searching. And then I realized that my counterparts, my other two co-founders, were doing the exact same thing. And the three of us came together and realized, you know what, there is power in numbers, and together we're going to make a difference. We don't know how, but we are going to come together and we are going to make that difference. And we're going to bring whatever skill set it is that we have to the table. So one of my counterparts is a surgeon, the other is a lawyer, and here I am, the businesswoman, and together we are on this journey, and we won't give up until we see a change for our children.
That is so good. You know, can you, so I don't really speak the language of genetics, and I can't, well, could you help me understand what KCNT1 is?
Okay, I've been trying to explain this since my daughter got diagnosed, and I will always ask my husband after I explain it, I'll say, did that make sense? Was that layman's term? So I'm going to do my best with it here today as well, so that everyone can understand, because I could go into this broad scientific approach. The only people who are going to understand that are the scientists, but if I'm telling my best friend about it, the way that I would explain it, it's a genetic mutation. And most of the time when it occurs, it's what you call a de novo genetic mutation, meaning it doesn't occur in myself or my husband, but it spontaneously occurred in my daughter. And it was one letter change in her genetic makeup. Yeah, one letter change. Our geneticist told us it was a 1 in 3.6 million chance that this could happen. So yeah, it was like winning the lottery, but not in a very good way. So what ends up happening when you think of KCNT1, it's a sodium-gated potassium channel. So layman's terms again, think of a sodium gate that opens and closes. In my daughter, Charlotte, that gate doesn't close. It stays open. And what happens is potassium starts rushing through there. It causes seizures, it causes profound developmental delay, and there's a broad spectrum. It can run anywhere from what they call ADNFLE, which is autosomal dominant nocturnal frontal lobe epilepsy, and then it can span anywhere to what they call MMPSI, malignant migrating partial seizures of infancy. And unfortunately, when we go to something like MMPSI, these children, most of them cannot walk, they can't talk, most of them are tube fed. It's not every single child, but unfortunately, it's a pretty grim diagnosis.
Man.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, when you touched on earlier, I mean, it being a very, very rare disease, I mean, as if you won the lottery in a bad way, but you know, for it being so rare, you also touched on right at the very beginning how you're speaking to folks all around the world. So it sounds like, you know, Charlotte's not the only one.
No, she's not. We actually started a registry. We were so fortunate to do so. And we have over 100 patients within our registry now. And we never would have thought that when we started this. And for me, I get to connect with these families all over the world. And when we received our diagnosis, I remember thinking, there's a need. There's not enough information out there. There's got to be more people. I just kept searching and searching, and everyone told me, stop, you're making yourself miserable. You're reading all this terrible information. And at the time, I was, what am I searching for? Why am I doing this to myself? But it led to a greater purpose. It was to unite these families, to unite our community, and really show us that, you know, hope is on the horizon. That is what we say. That is our tagline as a foundation. But we believe it. We believe that there are scientists out there. There are clinicians that are dedicated to this. We have over 17 people on our scientific advisory board. And just a few weeks ago, we had a meeting, and they're calling in from all over the world and sharing their expertise. And I just have to sit back and be so grateful that these individuals are interested in our disease, for one, as an extremely rare, as they call ultra rare disease, and that they're willing to work with us, that they believe that hope is on the horizon. I mean, that's what keeps us going. These kiddos fuel our fire.
Mm. So, I mean, I got to ask, like, how do you, for a rare disease like that, and then reaching out all around the world, and to have that many people, like just skilled physicians and scientists on an advisory board like that, how do you pull those cats together? I mean, my goodness, that in itself is its own journey.
My counterparts are amazing. Like I said, we all bring a strong skill set. We do have a surgeon, my counterpart, Dr. Justin West. He is fantastic in getting that group together. And then my other counterpart, Seth Greenblatt, and we come together. We find a way to make it happen. We are 3 individuals who are dedicated, and where there's a will, there's a way. I will say that I will never say that something is impossible, because it is not. It is not. If you put effort into it, if you believe in it, and you connect the right people, because I will say it takes a village. There's so much of it that I can't do. I can't do it without their help. But I'm not afraid to ask for that help. And I'm not afraid to be told no either, because for every no I get, there's going to be somebody who says yes. And that yes could be the life-changing decision for my daughter and many other children. And I hope one day that this doesn't exist, that this is not even a thing, that KCNT1 can be cured. That's the ultimate hope, or at least treated, that these kids deserve a chance. I remember looking at Charlotte when we were diagnosed and sitting in the hospital, and she was 6 weeks old, and I had brought her home, and she was healthy, and we were living this beautiful life, and I couldn't have been more happy to be a first-time mom. And I felt like, oh my gosh, my purpose has been revealed, and this is incredible. And you know, it all went downhill really fast. And I remember looking at her thinking, you never even got a chance, kiddo. And I'm not willing to accept that. She deserves a chance. All these kids deserve a chance. And I will work tooth and nail to get that done. And I know my counterparts feel the exact same way.
Well, Samantha, you're a woman of strength. I mean, that is absolutely beautiful and just so incredibly inspiring. And the part that blows my mind even more is this isn't your main thing. You have a day job that keeps you busy from 9 to 5 and a family. So my goodness, I mean, for you to be able to juggle all these balls, I mean, I am thoroughly just motivated and impressed.
Oh, thank you. Trust me, it doesn't come without stress, frustration. You know, it's not easy. I'm not going to lie and sugarcoat it. It's not easy. I have to constantly remind myself why I'm doing it. And, you know, your 9 to 5, it pays the bills, but I'm very passionate about my 9 to 5, but I'm even more passionate about my daughter, of course. She's my family, and my family is everything. And I can't give up on my kid. I have to do everything that I potentially can. And then to know that that's going to help other children and other families, and that maybe they never have to go through what we went through, and that we can help each other. I mean, right there, for me, that's purpose. That's something to be so grateful for. And even on the stressful days, even on the days when I fall asleep on my desk at 1 o'clock in the morning because I'm working on a project, you know, I'm grateful. And I'm so grateful that I have a family that supports that. And they tell me, keep going, keep doing it. The sky's the limit. And, you know, having that support system, it makes all the difference in the world. I'm so grateful.
You know, the part that I just really have to touch on is what you're talking about is one success, but you're talking about significance. I mean, significance outlasts lives longer than the success. I mean, building a legacy of like just this, like striving for that cure. I mean, it goes well beyond just the family unity you're talking about right now. It's a global thing. And I mean, that's awesome. And that's the stuff that people rally around. And it's absolutely incredible. I mean, that's on your website, you talk about like the warriors, right? And it's just,
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it's a warrior needs a leader, and it's been incredible to just be on the outside now, like learning about you guys. I mean, just like you have some fierce leaders that are really, you know, marching forward to make this thing happen.
They really are. I mean, we're blessed. We are so lucky, and I feel like, you know, everything happens for a reason. We've all come together. There's power in the numbers, and we're an ultra rare disease, but to get that message out there and to start connecting with these families, I mean, they inspire me every day. And I know I'm going through the exact same thing on my end, but they're the fuel. They light my fire. And every time I talk to one of them, it's like, okay, I got to work on this project now. Okay, I got to stay up to date on this. I got to make sure that we're doing everything we can. And I have to know that we have not left one stone unturned, that we are just continuing to persevere, and that this is going to get better. I truly believe it.
So the families that are listening in, how can they find you?
So actually, they can reach out to me, Samantha, at KCNT1Epilepsy.org. They can also go to the KCNT1 Epilepsy Foundation website. They can learn more about KCNT1 there. We also have a Facebook group that you can go to as well. So we have a page where you can learn more about us, and we're constantly posting about the latest in research. Sometimes you'll see our registry numbers there as well. We're always boastful about that. Being ultra rare, the more people that we get on board, the better. And just continue to follow us, continue to support us, continue to pray for our warriors. These kids are so resilient, what they go through each day. I mean, in my lifetime, I've never been through as much as my sweet little girl has in 19 months, and watch her bounce back and just continue on. I mean, that's a fighter. That's a warrior. These kids blow my mind.
Yeah, they're going to just take whatever's in front of them, right? They're just going to keep on fighting and leaning into it the best they can.
They do.
That's all they know. I mean, as a child, I mean, they want to grow. So it's like, okay, I'm going to use whatever tools I have to keep moving forward. So it's, I mean, me now being a parent, it's amazing how that little being, how much learning you can get from that little child.
It's unbelievable. It is. And I remember when we received the diagnosis, I thought, oh, I'm going to have to teach Charlotte about the world. Like, this is going to be challenging. And what I realize now is, no, I have to teach the world about Charlotte. I have to teach the world how amazing Charlotte is and what she brings to our lives. And though she may be different, she is resilient. And what she has taught me in her 19 months about life and just everything that matters, and that everything, it's a gift. You know, when you look at your child and your child's laughing or smiling or able to grasp something in their hand, or those first steps, it's a gift. And I just want everybody to know what a gift that is, and just be grateful in that moment. Practice gratitude and remember how important those things are, because they're gifts and they're all around us every day.
Oh, Samantha, that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. I mean, everybody can, you know, feel nourishment from those words. That's incredible.
It's huge. It's huge. She's changed us. You know, I would not wish this journey on anybody. It is very challenging, but it is also rewarding, and you just have to look for those rewards. And, you know, I get a little emotional about it. I can't help it. I'm in those shoes every day, but you got to look for it. My husband tells me all the time, look for the silver lining. He reminds me, I always say he's sitting right on my shoulder telling me, look for that silver lining. I'm blessed to have that each day and that reminder.
Well, speaking of in those shoes, first off, I am very happy that you guys reached out. I mean, it's such an honor for us to, you know, be able to, share your story, give you a platform to be able to share your story, have other people listen in. But just to be able to collaborate with you guys, it truly is an honor. So for everyone listening in, we do have a collaboration going on with this foundation where, you know, members are able to buy their shoes at discount. And then also with those purchases, there is a percentage that goes back to power the nonprofit. So it truly is an honor of ours to be able to contribute. And I mean, it's a small way, but it's still to be able to be a part of the conversation. It truly is a privilege for us. So thank you for that.
Well, Billy, you say that it's a small thing. For us, it's huge. Again, we are ultra rare, and our gratitude, like, you have no idea. This is our heart. So thank you. Thank you for your partnership. Thank you for helping us. You know, we're creating awareness every day, and you're a huge part of that. So our hats off. Like, thank you so much.
Well, thank you. So before I sign us off here, I just want to give you the mic one more time. I mean, there's so much that we talked about already. There's so many other things that we could talk. I mean, your mindset, I mean, on the business side and everything. I mean, I know you and I could talk forever on so many different things, but I just want to give you the mic one last time. Just kind of share whatever's on your heart. It could be something you talked about already or something new, but maybe offer up some food for thought for the audience out there. But anyway, the mic is yours.
Thanks, Billy. Yeah, I think it's just, you know, we're going through such unprecedented times right now, and look for the silver lining, guys. Honestly, you have to challenge yourself to do so at times. I have my days. As I said, it's not easy. It's stressful. It's frustrating. But when you hang on to those moments and you really are just grateful and you practice that, it makes it so much easier. And you feel like you can take on the world. And you just constantly remind yourself of that. We are going to get through this. We are. And not only are we going to get through this, but we've learned so many skills through this time, even just being able to connect with people all over the world right here through this computer. I mean, it's huge. And those are things we have to be grateful for. So before we go and we complain and we get frustrated, about all the things we're grateful for. And it's that time of year, and it's something I want to carry with me in the new year as well. And I want all of you to do so. And thank you for your support.
An attitude of gratitude.
That's right. You got it. Now we got to live by it. That's the challenging part.
Well, Samantha, this was absolutely wonderful. Thank you again so much for your time. Everybody else that was listening in, this was this week's episode of Open Book. So we'll have another one next week. Until then, take care.
Bye. Thank you.